Hello. The speech that I chose was the I Have a Dream speech by Martin Luther King Jr. I chose this speech because even though I've heard it multiple times, I still find it very interesting to listen to. It took back place in the civil rights movement about 57 years ago. It's still very interesting because even now, this year in 2020, with the whole Black Lives Matters movement, people are still fighting for equality and for rights and to be treated all equally. So it's interesting to compare the speech back then to the speeches that are happening now, to the movements that are happening now, because, like I said, 57 years ago, we were fighting for equality, and even now we're still doing it. So the main point of the I Have a Dream speech was that Martin Luther King, he wants everybody to be treated equally, to be living in peace with one another, and to have racism just end, to not be viewed as slaves anymore, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it doesn't matter what color we are. We're all just skin and bones. We all have hearts. We all have feelings, whether we're black, whether we're white, whether we're Mexican. We're all human beings at the end of the day. His speech, famously known, was by the mantra of the I Have a Dream, which he offers a lot of hope to people by saying, I have a dream. Some of the famous quotes are, I have a dream, my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. My favorite one, what he said was, I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racist and with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, that one day right down in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I feel that's very powerful, especially back then. They were fighting for equality. They were fighting to be treated like a human being, to be treated equally with one another. And it's very interesting. His speech was very powerful, very passionate, and it keeps you engaged. Some listening challenges I faced was at first, since he kept emphasizing every single word he said in the beginning of the speech, it was kind of too slow for me, and I tend to get distracted easily when things are very slow and they don't get fast and to the point. Also, my family was around me and they were trying to involve me in discussions with them, and it was just a big distraction. But towards the middle, the middle, his voice changed. He became more passionate, and even then, I was able to zone out all the distractions around me and was able to actually fully listen to what he was saying. And also having the transcript of the speech written out for me helped keep me engaged into it, because I could read word for word what he's saying, and just hearing the passion and the confidence in his voice, it changes the dialogue a lot. Some nonverbal cues, like I said, he had that passion in his voice, the confidence in his voice, the power in his voice held you engaged in the conversation. And just the passion in his voice made you want to cheer him on, because you could feel what he's feeling and how he just desperately wants just to be treated like a human being. And at the end of the day, we all have that compassion to be wanted. We want to be heard. We want to be listened. We want to be treated equally. We want to just be treated like a human being at the end of the day. So his speech was very powerful, and that's why I believe it's still used a lot in these days. It's a very good speech. I actually still enjoy listening to it a lot. You could just hear the compassion in his voice, and it's a good overall speech to keep hope in people, to keep fighting for what is right. I think a couple things I could do while listening is taking notes, but other than that, that's about it, because everything else would be too distracting for me. When I tend to do homework, I just try to keep my distractions around me to a limit. But other than that, I try to pay attention to the speaker by maintaining eye contact and just listening to what they have to say. I find that I am a better listener by if I am able to look at the speaker and have them there rather than just hearing the audio, because the audio doesn't keep me engaged as much. But overall, I enjoyed listening to that speech once again, and yeah.